Hello and welcome everyone. Great to see you. How are you doing over there today? Very, very cool. Just want to say a shout out. I'm just going to give a few highs to everyone I can see in the chat already. And we have Christine. How you doing? Risveglio. Fantastic to see you. Thank you for being up at this crazy hour, as you do sometimes. And we've got Axe Genesis, Lothar, Lacey Star in Kansas. Good to see you. Thanks for coming along. We've got Panda, Israel Rodriguez, Duke the Meister. We've got David Tremmel, Jason Matthew, Maria Curry. Excellent. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Ron Carlson, if I said you. Yep, fantastic. All right. So we are here again and very, very excited about this live stream today, you guys. I've been kind of preparing all week for this one, as I do every week, but this is just a little bit special, a little bit different, and I think you might have caught on to that with the topics and things I posted, whether it's my Facebook or in my Instagram and that kind of thing. Yeah, just very, very cool topics coming up today. So today is a hangout and a chat in this sort of format, as we usually do here. And I'm going to be sharing a bit with you about Skyscrapers and like behind the production. So very, very cool. A little bit of insight into how those videos kind of come together, especially working with all the dancers and everything like that. So very inspired to share a little bit of, and give you even a little few trade secrets of my own. So I don't know if any of you were into video editing and all that kind of thing, but you might just kind of pick up a few tips there, here and there maybe, or at least learn a bit about my style. So that is all good. And so we've got a bit more of a insight into Skyscrapers, and also I think what I'm going to call it is kind of like topic of the week, or my thoughts of the week is going to be about finding your why. So we're going to come to that after the first section. And yeah, very, very inspired to share some of that stuff with you guys. It's going to be, yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to, I always love to share a bit of insight, a bit of universal law, but I'm just going to go a little bit deeper with you guys today, if you'll indulge me. So looking forward to that. And also we are going to be looking at some of the remixes for Skyscrapers as well. That is going to be coming up towards the end section, but we're going to be, just kind of sharing a bit of insight into some of those as well. You may not have heard all of them, and it's going to be my pleasure to share a bit more on those with you. So first of all, I want to remind you guys that we are going to be doing a live performance next week. That is very exciting. I can't wait to share some more songs with you. It's going to be a little bit of a longer set too this time. We're aiming for 5 songs. So yeah, very much a lot more of a performance-based kind of stream. And we'll do a little bit of the hangout, but it's going to be more about the music next week. So really hope you guys can be here for this. That is going to be next week. So same time, same channel, same everything, but going to be performing for you guys. So very excited. All right. And so just an update for you guys as well. I have been in contact with the industrial dancers. Now I know some of you have kind of requested things about, interviewing industrial dancers, getting some, getting to know them a little bit more, and also like learning a bit about their moves and their styles and this sort of thing. And yeah, I've actually had a really great response from a lot of the dancers. So really looking forward to bringing that together. And it will probably take a little while just to kind of piece those videos and get those interviews happening, but stay tuned, because that's definitely going to be on the cards, and really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And yay, that is going to be awesome. So what I want to go to first with you guys is going to be sharing a bit about the Skyscrapers behind the production. So very, very inspiring for me. Obviously you guys know that I love video production. I love the editing and all of that side of it. And I also really love industrial dance, as far as bringing that into the videos. The dancers just bring so much energy. They bring it all to life. They just add so much to it. So I'm eternally grateful to all of them for being part of the music videos. And yeah, it's inspiring to me to share with you guys a little bit more about how that all comes to be, because Obviously, like if you can imagine being sent videos from dancers all over the world, you know, in completely different locations, different camera equipment, different styles of shooting, different everything, and then trying to sort of bring it all together into one sort of seamless kind of piece of footage so that it all looks nice and congruent and yeah, it all just flows. That can be a bit of a challenge, you know, depending on the footage that you're getting back, but it's also massively inspiring when it does work and it really does come together. So yeah, I wanted to share with you guys few little inside sort of tips as to how I do all of that, and also I thought you might be kind of interested to see what goes behind the scenes with all of this stuff. So I have a question for you guys, because I have thought about doing this, and whether or not it's something of interest to you, I'd really love to know. So if you're, you know, let me know in the chat, or let me know in the comments if you're watching on the replay. Hi on the replay, by the way. I always forget to send love to you guys watching later. But my question would be, you know, would you like to see some of the editing, like going on and actually like watch me in the workspace kind of thing? Because I'd love to share some of the tips and some of what I'm actually doing live. You know, I don't know how many of you are up and coming video editors and that kind of thing, but there's certainly some stuff in there that, you know, I always find it interesting to see behind the scenes of stuff anyway. That's me. But yeah, so let me know if that's something you would like to see, and I can definitely look at bringing that to you guys in some shape or form in the future. So very, very cool. All right, so obviously the first thing when you've got all this footage kind of coming together, and it's, you know, dancers again from all over the world and that kind of thing, basically it's about getting the color grading right to start with. You know, you've got to get them all kind of looking seamless, and getting the contrast, the coloring, choosing your tones for the actual video. And, you know, I often go for the hot-cold sort of contrast, you know, and it's funny because I gravitated towards this. I really didn't know that much about video editing in the start. But when you have that sort of nice contrast of blue, orange, and that hot-cold, it gives it change, it gives it dynamics, it makes it not all the same, but it also allows you to sort of get a bit artistic with the actual scenes from dancer to dancer and that kind of thing. So as you watch my videos after sort of hearing some of this, you'll go, oh, okay, I can see that going on. So yeah, it's all about choosing color tones, getting the grading and the contrast right. And yeah, so the first thing I do is color treat them all, and I bring them to that same sort of level. And then I often use like a vignette, which a vignette is kind of like a spotlight. It creates like a dark circle around them, or a, you know, yeah, in a way it sort of softens the frame and draws your focus to the center of the frame. And I would always love to give them a spotlight as well, because, you know, if there's a lot going on behind them or in the background and there's a lot of texture and different things going on there, to me it's really important to draw your focus to the dancer. So that's what I'm always trying to do there, and spotlight them. And, you know, it's funny because I kind of give all the dancers a bit of a, you know, list of instructions, or, you know, a guideline at least to work with. And, you know, generally it all works fairly well. Some of them do kind of do their own thing a little bit. They get creative, and I love that too, because sometimes it really, really works. But generally I ask them all to shoot sort of still frames, and having, like, ideally the camera on a tripod is the best, because then there's a lot that you can do after the fact. You know, if you've got a perfectly still frame, then you can do these sort of like slow zoom ins, or you can do a subtle pan and that kind of thing, and it all just looks seamless in post-production. Where, you know, if somebody's walking around and they're kind of like, you know, doing that I'm walking with my phone while I'm dancing, you're dancing kind of thing, then you can get some pretty shaky camera shots there. And so yeah, sometimes it works, but sometimes I go, oh, that's just a bit too shaky, I can't really use that. So unfortunately, you know, it's yeah, it's all about working with them and their creativity, and let them have their kind of artistic, you know, feel for it as well. And yeah, so I often find, as I said, the best results are from shooting with a tripod and shooting something really still and flat, and getting the best kind of even flat lighting, so that again I can do the most that I can do with it in post-production, and bring out the contrast, bring out the spotlight and all that kind of thing. And here's a little trade secret for you that I love to do, and you'll see this. It's just about creating energy and creating movement in the scenes. So, you know, obviously if you've got a bunch of people dancing and it's all flat and it's motionless and it's just, you know, da-da-da, then that's not going to be as exciting as watching something that's got this sort of slight move in or a slight pan or a slight rotation or that kind of thing. And that's what generally really helps give energy and give life to the dancers as well. It just adds to the energy of what they're doing. And I love to, you know, do a chop and a zoom in and that kind of thing and just give it that energy. So yeah, a lot of that, as I was saying, is done in post-production. And so the more simple and sort of true to, yeah, just the capturing them dancing in the scene and all of that, that is essentially the best sort of ingredients that I can have to, yeah, create the best sort of movie video for all of you. So yeah, so another thing that I really love to do is green screen. And wow, green screen has been kind of like a challenge right from the start. You know, the very first music video I did, Falling, was my first sort of go at green screen. And I'll be really honest with you, there was a lot of frustration, a lot of bad language, a lot of, you know, yeah, non-brilliant workflow, but at the same time it was like the big learning curve for me, and I'm so grateful that I pushed through it, because it just, yeah, it was a challenge. But you know, it was something that actually came together better than I expected. But then it was interesting to go into the project of cybersex and really incorporating dancing, and essentially I did use dancers who had used green screen, because that was something that just I felt was necessary to get the right end result with the clip. Like, just to be able to immerse them into this whole cyber world, you know, it was like I needed to be able to take them out of their frame, put them in there and just sort of engulf them in it, which was perfect. And it was a challenge, as I say, because green screen is so fussy with the lighting. It's really fussy with making sure if you've got really crisp footage, then you need to have, yeah, the most detail as possible in order to be able to get the clearest key. And so what is it, you know, taking out the background, it's like you need to have just the perfect kind of, yeah, ingredients to get the best key, to get the best result and all of that sort of thing. So it definitely was a challenge with the green screen for something like cybersex, and others have been challenging in that as well, because it's an interesting thing when you've got somebody dancing in front of a green screen, and it depends again on the quality of your footage. It basically, when somebody's moving really fast, the frames can start to blur. And so what happens there is that you've got a blurred edge of a person and you're trying to key out the background, then you can get kind of some difficulty in the keying there. So it can be really, really fussy and really challenging. And so in that sense, I've moved away a little bit from taking green screen footage from, you know, everyone, everywhere, all over the world, because it is very, very challenging. And I do use it for my own footage. Oh wow, thank you, Genu. Super chat. It says, so positive, all your fans are so nice. Oh, isn't that lovely to all of you? Beautiful, thank you. So positive, thank you from Minnesota. Ah, thank you, Genu. Blessed, thank you very much. Ah, lovely. And yeah, so as I was saying, I have moved away from doing the green screen sort of in a broader sense with everybody, but I do it for myself. I'm able to use like a 4K, and since I got that, it's like, now I can really feel like I can do some decent work with green screen. But yeah, it is, you know, a really satisfying thing to be able to work with green screen and to literally put yourself anywhere, you know, take yourself, like for myself and for the guys like Mawa and Mr. X, you know, they're in my control room and we're all there, and it's like, you know, I can make us in the most amazing control room for, you know, videos also like need to change, and just put yourself into this incredible set. And you know, all you're doing is, as soon as you have someone in there and then you change the lighting and you give it that subtle zoom in, it's like the person's in the room. You can't, you know, even myself, I love it when I get to the point that I believe it. If I believe it, then generally you'll believe it. So yeah, it's very, very satisfying. And, you know, I literally use green screen for everything. So there won't be any videos you've seen of me which aren't. And that's a little bit of a inside secret there as well. But yeah, it's, you know, I was really thrilled one day when I showed somebody Need to Change, and especially like the introduction with the control room there. And they sort of looked at it and went, oh wow, did you build that set? And I went, yeah, I built it in Photoshop and I put in video layers and that kind of thing. And, you know, it's just brilliant. I love it. It's absolutely, yeah, brilliant. When you learn to use the tools, then that's when you can start getting really creative with it. So that's my love. And my biggest recommendation, like for anybody, if you're looking to do any, you know, you'd love to learn video editing or you'd love to get into any sort of creation like this, and my recommendation would be have a project, you know, have something that you're actually working towards, because I don't think that I would have sat down with that discipline and all of that if I hadn't had the project I was working towards. So that would be my advice on that particular one. And yeah, you know, I literally learned everything I know about video editing from YouTube tutorials. Seriously, like video editing, green screen, all of that. I literally learned it, yeah, from YouTube tutorials. So there's nothing I really think that you can't learn off YouTube. It's just the brilliant, yeah, kind of encyclopedia of information there. So that's my recommendation, is going through that. And yeah, so again, it's just really deeply satisfying to me to create a scene that's believable, that, you know, and with the dancers, again, creating that seamless flow of, you know, color grading and movement and energy so that it all just flows together. So that is it. So I absolutely never get tired of that, by the way. That's me. And yeah, so we're going to have a look at some footage from Skyscrapers, and it's going to be showing you kind of like a bit of the before and after. So I'm going to be showing you a bit of the, you know, footage. It's in front of the green screen, then we're taking it out, but it's also showing the softening of the colors, because it's really easy to go, oh well, okay, here's me and I'm in front of a green screen, take out the green screen, and you look at that and you go, there's somebody in front of a green screen. It's pretty obvious, you know, you can see when it's a really bad kind of green screen shot. But the key to that is the lighting and getting a spotlight and just softening the person into the scene, and suddenly they gel with it and they're part of it. So that is absolutely key. And yeah, so we're going to have a look at that. There's going to be a bit of before and after. You'll get to see a bit of raw footage of the dancers, and then how it's been color treated, so you can sort of see how all of them have been sort of shifted into that and making it to that sort of style. And then we're also going to have, just at the end of this, just for fun, a little bit of extra footage of me dancing, because it's kind of like a bunch of clips that were recorded, never been seen before. So I thought just for fun we'll have a look at that in there as well. So let's have a little look at some of the behind the production scenes of Skyscrapers.
located and the cybernetic grid is active. The weapon is armed and ready.
Access to the Medinex fleet frame has been established. Weapon engaged.
Alright, so that was a little look at Skyscrapers behind the scenes, behind the production, and very, very cool. So really cool to share that with you guys. And yeah, got some great responses from you guys as far as, you know, actually showing a bit of my workflow and my processing and editing and that kind of thing. So we'll definitely hook that up at some point. Might be like a little video feature within a live stream or something like that. We'll see how that works out. And yeah, just going to hook back to the chat here because some really cool comments from you guys coming in there. So we've got James May, good to see you. Just saw you pop in there as well. We've got Panda, Axe, and fantastic. Duke the Meister says, I have been showing my friends all your videos now that I've recently found you, trying to get a bigger fan base. So far they all love it. So thank you, Duke. That is awesome. Very, very cool. So happy to have you on board. Thanks for coming along. All right. And Stephen Beecham, good to see you there. Happy Zorro, thank you for the super chat there. Just snuck that one in there while we're playing a video. Very nice. And Happy Zorro says dancing, woohoo. So absolutely. It's all about the dancing and the music. That's what we're here for. So fantastic. All good. Israel Rodriguez, good to see you as well. Nice. Excellent. So, just checking through the chat here a little bit. And what was your interview? Michael Graff asking about my interview partner from Dancers Today, Jess Industrial Kiku. Yes. So anyway, just to catch you up on that, we're definitely going to be doing some interviews with some of the industrial dancers. I've had some really good responses again from, yes, a lot of the people that people have asked for. So some of them, there will be subtitles because their English isn't the strongest, so that is totally fine. And yeah, it's kind of cool to be, you know, international in our live streams here, so that is totally good by me. And yes, so I won't say who's going to be on until we've actually got the footage because I don't want to jinx anything there. So anyway, it's definitely going to be moving along and I'm really looking forward to that as well. Oh, Utu Viz, thank you for the super chat there from Florida. Mwah. I don't know how to say that, but I'm going to just say Utu. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the super chat there. Lovely. Awesome. And Daryl Minton popping in there with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Daryl. That's just gorgeous. And I saw your comment before about you love Skyscrapers. Thank you so much. I really love Skyscrapers. You know what? I've really been blown away by the reception of this. I don't know what's happened, but it's just like in the last month, Skyscrapers has gone from 50,000 views to over 100,000 views, literally in the last few weeks. So thank you guys for watching and sharing and loving and all of that kind of thing, because I don't know how that's happening, but I'm not going to question it. And I just love it. And it just inspires me to keep going. And, you know, it's a testament to the dancers and everybody as well. So fantastic. Alexi, good to see you. I don't think I've given you a shout out yet. So it says, wow, Brioni, a lot of work was done. Did you find it difficult to create backgrounds for video and combine images from the green screen with the background? That is actually sometimes a challenge, Alexi, because it's kind of like I have a certain theme for what I want, and then, you know, to incorporate the dancers and make it all flow. So I do usually give them kind of like an outline and say, you know, if you can choose like a futuristic background, especially for Skyscrapers, of course, futuristic was the theme. And, you know, a lot of them really went above and beyond. They took the whole theme of skyscrapers and they literally went up in high buildings and they're filming. And, you know, you'll see some of the footage there where they're standing in front of these, like, window panes and you've got the blue reflection of the sky. And it's just brilliant. Like, Kinetic Weapon, they really did an amazing job of that. And, yeah, a lot of them just embraced it. Or, you know, I ask for, if it's not that, then perhaps, like, even literally a concrete wall, you know, allows me to spotlight, allows me to do a lot with the frame. And sometimes even a simple background can be really good as far as color grading and just making it work. And sometimes the less complicated the background, the better, unless it really, really suits the theme. So yeah, it's interesting. And sometimes, you know, if people have completely the wrong background, you know, it's really hard to make it work. And I always try, but sometimes it just can't work. So yeah, it is always creative, always a challenge, but a really, really inspiring one. So hey, Crimson Hex, good to see you. Thank you for coming along. And you're not late, that's all right. We're just getting started over here, so it is all good. Excellent. So fantastic. X says Cybersex Falling Skyscrapers are my faves. Fantastic. Awesome. So what we're going to move on to now is kind of like the section that I feel I'm going to call like my thought of the week, you know, the sort of topic of the week sort of section here. And this is going to be what I was talking about earlier about the finding your why, because, you know, you guys, I always love to share a message through my music, and this is just something that I felt really inspired this week. It's just something I want to put out there for you guys to share. And yeah, see how this might resonate with you, reflect with you in your life as well. So, in the broader sense of finding your why, it's really about finding your purpose and what you're here for. And, you know, as I'm even the theme through Skyscrapers and all of what I put into my music is about finding that and enhancing and embracing your creativity and purpose and that sort of thing. And so I really feel that everyone in their life at some point asks the question, you know, why am I here? We all sort of have, whether it's a big challenge or something that comes up that makes you reflect and go, wow, you know, why am I here? What is this all about? You know, and that is, I think, one of the greatest questions that you can probably ask in your life, because it's about, you know, I love this quote from Dr. Demartini, which is, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions that you ask. So if you're asking the big questions, then you get the big answers. You know, it's easy to float through life, and if you're not asking the right questions to actually get you looking outside of your current reality, then you're pretty much going to stay in this kind of fixed perception, and you might be sort of, you know, almost stuck in a bit of a Groundhog Day kind of thing, where asking the questions is the first step to actually breaking you out of your current paradigm. And yeah, so, you know, some people, I think, really gravitate towards the whole look at, you know, what is this all about for me? What am I doing here kind of thing. And, oh, Risveglio, thank you. I just saw that like sneak in there. Sorry, I'm a bit slow sometimes on these things. And question about, I'll just come to this question and I'll then carry back on with what I was going on about there. So Risveglio's question was about green screen in Oblivion. Did you talk about frustration and bad language? I can't imagine you using bad language. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, that was actually my very first one. I'm not going to say that there hasn't been frustration with every video, because there is. Let's be honest. You know, when you're doing these things, there's always frustration and always challenge, but there's always a growth jump that kind of comes with that as well. So falling was the most frustrating, and probably down for you as well, because I was really learning the ropes, total beginner. But yeah, I think, you know, I was quite impressed with myself that Skyscrapers, I didn't really reach that same level of frustration. So happy with that. I think we're evolving. You know, myself, I'm always growing as well, and that is, you know, part of it as well. So all good. And yeah, so basically coming back to the whole sort of finding your why kind of thing. And that is basically, you know, as I was saying, some people do kind of gravitate more strongly to this question than others. And for myself, obviously, it was a really big question because myself being adopted, I did grow up with the questions of, who am I? Where am I from? Not knowing or having immediate reflections around me and that sort of thing. So the question was really strong with me. And, that obviously started me on the journey of self-discovery and all this kind of thing. And yeah, it's like the beauty and the simplicity of the question is it's all about your void. So what I'm going to come back to here is that basically when you're looking at finding your why, it's actually about finding what you felt was missing when you were growing up. So, and people think, well, that might sound like it's a negative thing. It's really not a negative thing. It's actually about understanding that we all have this sense of something being missing growing up. And that's actually what we're aspiring towards. And as I was saying, for me, obviously, it was my identity. I was adopted. I didn't have immediate reflections. So my biggest void was not knowing who I was. And so that in itself pushed me on a direction of going, okay, self-exploration, all of that sort of thing. That's really, really important to me. And that's something that kind of really charted the course, I would say, for my life. And, the beauty is that everyone has something, and you might have noticed some at different times, if you've ever looked into sort of inspirational speakers or, that sort of thing, you'll find that a lot of the people teaching this kind of stuff and people who, let's say they've achieved a lot of great results, they've achieved great financial wealth and all this sort of thing in their lives, well, you often find that those people actually started out with nothing. And that is kind of part of their story, is that I started out with nothing, but I really wanted to do something with my life. And they'll understand that the starting out with nothing was the void. And that was the driving force that actually pushed them to kind of go and learn and discover and uncover, what was their inspiration and their drive. And so, we all have something absolutely different. We all have something completely unique. It's literally fingerprint specific to you because nobody else is here to be you. And the beauty of it is, as well, is that you're going to find pretty much without exception that what your void and then value is pretty much the polar opposite to your parents. It's kind of like, let's say your parents grew up with, great financial wealth. They had a very, easy, didn't really lack anything when they were growing up, a very comfortable sort of upbringing. And so that's not something that they felt was missing. But what they may not have had was close family relationships. Because sometimes, if their parents, their void was not having financial wealth, they strive for financial wealth. So then the children are striving for the family relationships or something else that they thought was missing. So then if you grow up under those parents and then you're thinking, oh, well, I'm actually missing financial wealth and we're lacking and striving here, but we've got great family relationships, well, then wealth and that sort of thing will be more important to you. So it's fantastic and a real illuminating thing if you can sort of see the patterns here and see that, what is your void? What is your value? That is going to be pretty much your driving force. Now, it's really, really interesting as well, I think, because sometimes you might see or you might even know people where it's like the parents have a business and then it's kind of an expectation on the children to take over that business and step into that particular role or that kind of thing. Sometimes it works, but it's understanding that parents and children will always have a completely different set of values and different set of voids, different set of driving force. So it's interesting, if you see somebody and they're totally uninspired about their, life and it's a real drudgery and all this kind of thing, then it may be that they're actually trying to live by their parents' values, not their own. And this is a really, really important thing because it causes a lot of disease, a lot of, in a sense, just it's not good for your overall health and well-being. Like to be in alignment, to be true to your values is absolutely key when it comes to this sort of stuff. So, it's like we're all looking for fulfillment, and the word fulfill means to make whole. So it's like we're all looking to become whole in a sense. And the truth of it is that we might have a perceived void, right, of what you thought was missing growing up. The truth is that it actually isn't missing. It's our perceptions that tell us that it is missing, you know. But the thing is, even though there's that perception that it's missing, that is the blessing, because again, that's the driving force behind you, behind what you're, you know, here to do in a sense. And so when we're looking to fill that void, you know, for me, if it's like I'm doing something that's about filling the void of identity, self-exploration, and all, that is probably the most inspiring, the most rewarding, the most kind of fulfilling thing that I can be doing, because obviously that is a sense me filling my void. So, you know, we all have that, as I'm saying. And yeah, it's absolutely brilliant to explore that. And just to have a little look at for yourself, you know, what is it that you felt was missing when you were growing up? You know, is it that you know, you have abundance in one area and you will have a perception, again, not the truth, a perception of something that was missing. So that will be a very big key to you to kind of unlock, okay, well, if I perceive that was missing, then your life is going to be showing you in different ways and different times that you have done certain things or taken certain actions that you know will be your attempt to fill that void. And that in itself will also be, you know, giving you the most fulfillment that you can have. And, you know, I think it's interesting as well, like if you, and I had a little laugh sort of thinking about it this morning as well with myself. Like my parents, you know, they were very straight, narrow, kind of, I don't say narrow, sorry mum if you're watching, I don't mean narrow. But, you know, I could safely say you would never see my parents dressing like this. Okay, they would never be in this exact same sort of music. And, you know, I could like try and dress up my little Ma and then this kind of thing, and I could hear her shrieking from here at that idea. But, you know, the idea is that we are here to be different people. We are here to be our own people. And again, it's just finding, yeah, the looking for the void is really like a key little unlocking a bit of a secret kind of thing for yourself. And what you'll find is something, a real truth in there for you that actually can, yeah, kind of get you on track as well. So, you know, it was interesting when I was little, I really remember kind of like feeling like an alien that had simply landed here in this spot, in this family. And, you know, but there was no accidents. There's no accidents. My family was absolutely perfect for me because they gave me a foundation to establishing who I am and giving me that kind of, yeah, backbone, I suppose you could say, in a way of going about that exploration. So, you know, but without having such a strong question of looking for my identity and basically having such a strong void in a sense, I wouldn't have studied what I have. I wouldn't have sought after my own creativity, my own exploration and all of that. I wouldn't have gone after it as strongly as I have. So, you know, I'm absolutely grateful for all of my life, for all of those, you know, experiences and everything that's kind of led to that, because it is, you know, and it's the same for everyone. It makes you who you are, you know, and there are no mistakes in any of that, 100%. It's only ever about bridging the perceptions that make you think it might be a mistake and finding the greater kind of truth and order that's actually going on in there. So I always have some links in my description to a couple of books there that, you know, if you want to explore this stuff any further, there's some links there to you know, help along with that if you're inspired to. And, you know, so whatever is your greatest void, as I'll say it again, is your driving force. So it's what's going to get you moving. And the idea of fulfilling this void is so inspiring and so satisfying to you that is where you find your why. You know, the reason that you're here is totally connected to that. And it's really, really worth the self-exploration and the looking. And yeah, so, you know, let's say, and this is a really great exercise or something to consider, you know, let's say that right now you could go back and you could have a conversation with your 8-year-old self And you could pass on some wisdom, things that you've learned, you know, some insights and all of that from where you are now. And I'm not saying from a place of regret or, you know, looking at anything as being wrong and where your life is now. It's more in what you've learned and what you would love to share with yourself as an 8-year-old child. You know, what would that be? And because I know, like, let's say for myself, if I were to go and talk to my little insecure, my little shy 8-year-old self, you know, I would tell her to follow her creativity. I would say, you know, don't listen to the outside voices, like listen to your inner voice. I would tell her to, you know, embrace her creativity and follow her heart and all of the things. And, you know, the beauty is that I would tell her all the things that I'm sharing with you guys here and now and ongoing, you know. So what I take from that is that what you would tell or what you would pass on to your 8-year-old self, that right there is your service. If you think about what you'd love to share, what you'd love to create, what you'd love to pass on, that right there is your service, you know. And that's where I can look at my life and go, oh, okay, you know, this is actually a very big part of my service to you guys, and what I'm here to do is sharing all of this through the music, through, you know, this amazing platform right here as well, and just, you know, sharing my heart with you guys. So that is something that I'm 100% grateful for. And, you know, a friend of mine, Dr. Nima, says your mess becomes your message. You know, and if you think about that, it's so true. It's like, and as I'm saying, your void, all of that becomes what you're here for. So totally worth looking at. And as the Delphic Oracle says, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself. That's it. That's what it's all about, my friends. So that is, you know, what's most important to me, and I feel like is part of my message and what I'm here for as well. So, you know, when you look at that and you spend a little time with that, you know, what is the beauty of that as well is that the service that you're here to share is fingerprint specific to you as well. Like, there is nobody on this planet that is here to be you. You know, nobody can. It's just, we all have our own format, our own form, our own platform, our own outlet, and some way of sharing it that is 100% unique to you. And so I encourage you to look for that. And as I've said to you before, you know, it's going to be something that comes naturally to you. It's going to be something that, yeah, is your bliss. It's what you'll go to, and it's going to be in the direction and in the angle of filling that void. So that's it. It's all about finding your why here today. And I believe in my heart of hearts that we all have it within us. We all have something incredible to share. You know, it's just a matter of giving yourself permission to do it, to access it, and then to share it. So that's it. Asking the quality questions that will lead you to find the answers. And, you know, when you do that, it puts you so firmly on track with your life that you might just uncover a newfound energy, a new sense of a driving force, and all of this that you didn't even know you had within you. You know, like when I got on track with my music and I really started writing every day, 100%, you know, it was like unleashed. The handbrake came off and everything was 100% on track. I was sleeping 4 hours a night. I was working full time as well, but I would get up, I'd basically do 5 hours of music. I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd do another 4 hours of music. I'd sleep 4 hours, then I'd get up, do 5 hours of music, go to work, 4 hours of music, sleep 4 hours, go back. And I was so inspired. My producer thought I was crazy or on something, but it was literally just, you know, inspiration. And inspiration in its truest sense is 100%, yeah. It's all there is, and I think it's all that we're really, really looking for. So I encourage you to have a look, you know. And hey, Paul Watson, just saw you over there. And Risveglio, yes, know yourself, love yourself, be yourself. That's exactly right. That's what it's all about, my friends. So, you know, again, just I'm so grateful to have this platform to share with you guys and to, yeah, share the inspiration with you. So it's just amazing. And, you know, I think this is the way that we find our service, what we're here to do, and to be, yeah, our greatest service to the world, because I feel everybody wants to leave something behind, a little bit of a legacy. You know, I think everybody's got a book in them, everybody's got their own unique bit of wisdom to share, so it's totally worth, yeah, having a look for that. So anyway, all right, so just going to shoot over to the chat here for a second, and Lothar says, wow, great words. Thank you for your inspirations. My pleasure, Lothar, and thank you again for being up at a crazy hour. That is it. And Hobie says, never stop learning. That is absolutely true. Fantastic. Genu says, if you weren't a musician, you could be a full-time philosopher. You know what? It's kind of true, but I really get the most inspiration of combining the two. And I couldn't stop doing the music. I think it all took shape for me. Like I was really into my studies and into mind-body balance and that kind of thing before going into the music. But it's like once the music took hold, it was like, that's it for me. So as long as I combine the two, I will always be very contented there. It's my outlet for sure. Fantastic. And Lacey Starr, thank you for being the amazing person. Sharing yourself with us. Well, thank you for sharing your time with me. You guys are amazing. I love it. And yeah, just I love, because you know, as I feel like through these live streams, it's kind of like I'm getting to know you guys better as well. And it's really lovely because I felt like, yeah, I'm going to go a bit deeper with this today, because I know you guys are open-minded thinkers. You're just, you're inspirational people, and I love it. I love sharing that with you, and I'm comfortable to do so. So fantastic. All right. So moving on from this one, if you've got any questions, like say if you're watching on the replay as well, you've got any questions about any of this, please put them in the comments. The chat, I always try to get back to that as well. But yeah, if you've got any comments or questions that I don't get to, please feel free to put them in the comments once the stream is over, and I can definitely get back to them over there for you. So fantastic. All right, so we're going to be having a look at some of the Skyscrapers remixes today as well. So I don't know how many you've heard. You know, obviously most people know the release, the main release, the industrial mix, but there were some really, really inspiring remixes that came about through this release as well. And you know, I love, like we did last week, share a bit on the So Free. I really love to give a bit of a spotlight to the remixes and to acknowledge their work, because as I said, you know, a lot of work goes into what they do, and yeah, it doesn't always get acknowledged to the full. So I'm really grateful to them, and to share a bit of the spotlight on that. And yeah, so with Skyscrapers, we did have a remix competition as well, and again received some amazing remixes. You know, it's really amazing to do this because it's a way of networking. You know, we end up having great contacts with people that we end up having future collaborations with as well. And this with Skyscrapers, the first one I'm going to share with you on the little video here is going to be Sacris Idolum. Now, I saw you in here, Sacris. Are you still around? Because this is a little special shout out for you today, because the Sacris Idolum remix, I mean, when I heard it, my jaw dropped, literally. Like, I absolutely loved it because I sound like I'm singing with a band. You know, it's just brilliantly done. It's really stripped back. You know, even playing it for my sister and her husband, it's like their jaws dropped as well. It's just, it's got a unique feel to it. It's just yeah, fantastic. I absolutely love it. And you know, it's amazing to me, it never ceases to amaze me how these remixes can, and remixers can create a completely different feel about a song just by, you know, the re-instrumentation of it and all of this. Hey Sacris, I see you there. Fantastic. Woohoo. So yeah, I put a little bit of vision together for these different remixes just to give you some snippets of those as well today. And so the first one I'm going to have a look at, as I said, is Sacris Idolum. And then we're going to have a little look also at the George G remix. Now, George G was the winner of the remix competition, and he did an amazing remix. Very, very trance, very high energy, just a really beautiful production and fantastic arrangement. Just love it. And yes, I'm very excited to share a bit of that one with you as well. And lastly, but never least, is Altostratus Exosphere. So my favorite classical composer, but we've got an orchestral mix as well of Skyscrapers, which again, it's just beautiful, it's stunning, it's got this sort of somber, reflective kind of feel to it, and yeah, again, a different energy that it brings to it. It's amazing how you can take a set of vocals and, you know, it just transforms it. By transforming the music around it, the feel of it completely changes. And, you know, we love to change things up over here, so yeah, it's lovely to have such a contrast and such a selection of the remixes. So you'll get, you know, be sure to check out all of the remixes on my website. There's other ones in there as well. There's like an extended of the Industrial, fantastic Mr. X remix. We've got a lot of the awesome sounds and things going on in there as well. So yeah, be sure to check those out, and you'll get to hear a lot more on the website than, obviously, I'm not going to play the full songs here for you today, but just to give you a taste and a snippet. And so let's have a little look at some of the remixes for Skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers.
right, so that was a little look at Skyscrapers remixes, and just loving you guys. I'm totally absorbing the chat over here, and a lot of love going out for Sacris Idolum, so fantastic. And I think you guys agree that that was just stunning remix. George G as well, getting some love out there. And of course Alto, yes, very pretty, as Christine says, just very beautiful. Fantastic. Now you guys, I'm just loving how much you guys are actually connecting over here. I'm going, oh look, this little community forming, I just love it. And I got to give a shout out, I think, amazing comment from Crimson Hex over there, which was, I would tell my 8-year-old self to stay swifty. So I think that's just brilliant. And yes, fully get the reference on that one. Fantastic. Get swifty. All right. So Jag Tagger, hey Flynn, good to see you. Just saw you pop in there as well. And yes, Axe Genesis, lovely, lovely comments there. Something about full support from this Georgia boy in USA. And yeah, I just really appreciate the support, you guys. You're amazing. Fantastic. Lacey Star, you're a star over there, I'm thinking. Lots going on over there. And thank you for your comment about loving to be part of the team in any way. So if I can recommend, and same for any of you guys, if you've got any questions or queries or anything, please feel free to go through my website, brionfaith.com, go to the contact page, and you can email me through there, or on Facebook, of course, you can message me there. But email is going to be a lot of a make sure it gets through to me kind of thing. Yes, and please do, yeah, contact me, and I'd love to hear from you. It's fantastic. So Randy Paz says, do you produce your own songs? Well, I have a producer, and generally we work together to create the end result for some of the releases there. So I co-produce, but the final production is always done by my producer, Brad. So fantastic. I'm very, very fortunate to have a world-class producer in my back pocket over there, in a sense. So just gonna flick back through the chat here. I'm just checking for, yes, like, I love it. You guys are just from all over the US here. It says southern Minnesota, Georgia, Texas. Fantastic. I saw Kansas there before. Love it. And Israel Rodriguez, I saw your comment that you'll melt if you get a shout out. So special shout out for you, Israel. And yeah, I believe we've got some CDs on the way for you as well. That's already on the way. So Tina G, good to see you as well. Maria Curry, Ginyu will be 48 and 50. Look, I don't believe in age, you guys. So I think age has got nothing to do with music. And yeah, age is how you feel. So it's got nothing to do with numbers next to your name. Absolutely not. Fantastic. So all right, so we're getting to that time in the stream. I know we're going a bit longer today. I'm loving it, but you know, I felt like I had a lot to say today, so that is totally cool. You guys hanging with me, indulging me. That is awesome. So it's going to be giveaway time. I'm really looking forward to, by the way, just getting a few graphics and things happening where I get like giveaway time and this thing goes whoosh, but for now we can just imagine it, and that's all good too. So the Blue Bowl is back in action, and as you guys will remember, this is basically from my Facebook page. It's basically someone who has shared, liked, commented, all that kind of thing, and shared the love through my Facebook, and that is going to be whoever wins the, well, hang on, I realise I haven't done this part yet today. It's going to be 3 EPs today of your choice, going out to, drum roll please, dun, 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 dun. Oh, Yoli Rivera. Excellent. There we go, Yoli. It is all yours today, and I saw your comment because Yoli's been trying for a while, so I'm like really excited that you got it today. I don't know if you're here on the live stream though. There's always an extra prize if somebody's here on the live stream. If your name gets drawn and you're here, you get an extra prize. So Yoli, if you are here, identify yourself in the chat and we'll be definitely sending you out something extra. The extra is going to be the MP3 download, the full EP download of Skyscrapers. Yay! All the remixes, all of everything you've just been hearing and more is going to be coming out to you. But got to be here. So, dun, 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 dun. I'm not seeing you, but that's okay. The time difference may not be your friend, and that's okay too. So, also, very, very looking forward to Axe Genesis sending me a purple bowl. That's going to be, yeah, no pressure, no rush. But yeah, that day that arrives is going to be very, very exciting for all of us. I think we will retire the blue bowl, upgrade to purple. Australia, land of opportunity, can't find a purple bowl. Don't know what's going on there. But anyway, fantastic. Hey, Sarah, I saw you there. You said my comments keep disappearing. Okay, your tablet doesn't like the chat, but I see you now, so hello, and good to see you. Excellent. Monica Mayhem, woo! All right. Lacey Star, I'm a winner for just being here with you. Yes, you are, and we're all winners together. That's it. All right. So, Sarah, I think you've made it in time if your chat is working because we're getting through the trivia time. Yay. This is something we started last week, and it's a lot of fun. And yes, I think we're just going to have to get straight into the trivia. So what this means and how this is going to work is that basically there's going to be 3 questions, and the first one to get the right answer that's going to pop up in the chat will be the winner for that question. So it's a best of 3. If we do have a 3-way tie or a 2-way tie or anything like that, we will have a lightning round tiebreaker question. So very, very exciting. All right. So, of course, we have a bit of lag, and so there's going to be a bit of stalling. I'm going to be giving some hints while I'm waiting for the answers to come through. So a lot of fun. All right. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Are you ready? The first question is, which was my first release to feature industrial dance? Dun, dun, dun. I need some thinking hold music here. The first release to feature industrial dance. And I'm going to give you the hint that it had 3 dances in it. The first one. It has an ad in the video that says, "Go Robo. Go Robo." I had a lot of fun and good humour getting that ad together. And another little hint would be that, oh, Axe Genesis comes up, locks it in, Cyber 6. Good work. Axe Genesis, 1 point to you. Rizveglio, Mortal Kombat. I think you're still on last week's questions there, my friend. All good. Fantastic. Axe Genesis, 1 for you. Locked it in. Good work. All right. So, question number 2. Which of my releases was the first to feature Venomix in the music video? Now, which was the first? So, it was part 1 of the trilogy. That's a little hint for you there. Part 1. The music video features Agent VX. Agent VX and I've got some questions coming from some answers coming from the background, which is totally wrong. So that tells you, you know, it's not a it's not easy questions over here. That's all good. All right. So, which of my releases was the first to feature Venomix? And another human. Oh, hey, there it goes. Lofa. Human. No, I'm sorry. Michael Graff locked it in there. I looked away. I got sidetracked with my own clues. Michael Graff, well done. You've got that there. Human. Correct answer. So, to recap, we've got Axe Genesis on 1. We've got Lothar. No, sorry. Michael Graff. Michael Graff on 1. All right. I'm really good at keeping score here, you can tell. Okay. All right. So, dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Number 3. Question number 3. Which of my music videos begins with me waiting for a train? That's a little hint there too. Which of my music videos begins with me waiting for a train? All right. So, little hint for you. It was the answer to question 1 last week. And I'm going to share with you this whole waiting for the train scene. I actually had this video converted by... I'm getting funny funny hints from the back over there. It's not, no, it's not summertime. No. Let's see. Is it? Oh, Frank Lee. Frank Lee locks it in with Falling. Fantastic. Good work, Frank. You've been doing your homework over there. Or a very quick search. Very good. Lazy Star Sans Retour. Very close, but that's the French. But it would also... Falling technically came out first, so that is it. Frank Lee, good work. All right. And just on that, I'm going to share with you that Falling being my first music video, first attempt at green screen, and I did actually have the video converted by a professional video editor, and they said, "Where did you film that?" And I went, "Are you kidding me?" I didn't think it was that well done, but anyway, that is great. I just loved it. Pulled it off on the first go. So anyway, good fun. All right, so we've got Frank Lee on 1, X Genesis on 1, Michael Graff on 1. So we're going for, between you three guys, I mean, you can chime in anyone else, but this is the tiebreaker. All right, and are we very, very impressed someone gets this? What is the name of the remix album that is part of my double album? What is the name of the remix album? Dun, 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 dun. And the meaning of it is... how would you define the meaning of it? No accidents. No... let's see. Oh, Sarah, the chat isn't working very well for me. Yes, come back for your computer next week because I think it's better. All right, so what is the name of the remix album? Quick search, brionifaith.com/album. Let's see if someone can come back with it. And it starts with an S. And it might end with Icity. Icity. That is the end of the word. Da, 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 da. Playing Human Christine is the name of the whole album. It's like, and I do believe you've got a copy there, Christine. So if you flip it over on the back, what does it say? Da, da, da. There's one side is Human, one side is... we know it, but can you spell it? Haha. Good trick there, Sacris. It starts with an S. Second letter Y. Third letter N. Fourth letter C. Fifth letter H. And I don't know, I think we're not getting this. I think we might have to have another tie-breaking question. What do you reckon? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, nobody's getting it. That's okay. The answer you're looking for, my friends, is dun, 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 synchronicity. Synchronicity. Ah, we need a sound effect that goes, ah, but that's okay. All right, so between Axe, Frank Lee, and Michael Graff, the tiebreaker question. All right. X Genesis SYMIH. Yes, good try. But anyway, all right. The next tie-breaking question, and it's going to be a bit of a random one. What color are my eyes? What color? It's going to be a color that's part of the rainbow. There you go. So you've got probably two choices, and they're not pink or red, usually. And I'm kind of like not looking. Not that you can probably tell very easily on this particular video feed anyway. And waiting for an answer to come through. Close, no. Brown, blue. Technically blue, but actually don't quite look blue. They look slightly different. Da 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 da. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is there all good? Purple, close, Facundo. All right. I'm going to give it to Axe because blue is technically correct, but they actually look green. So I got people shaking their head at me in the background here like that was a ridiculous question. David Bowie had one. Oh, there was a clue. David Bowie had one blue eye. Never mind. But anyway. Oh, and one green. One green. So anyway, they're actually green. Dark green. And you're not going to get that from this video feed, but you can see it sometimes in some pictures. Anyway, dark green. There we go. But I'm going to accept blue from Axe. So well done, Axe. Yay. Woohoo. So you win the download for Skyscrapers. So I will get in touch with you and send you a download link for that, because as my science teacher told me when I was about 10 in school, they said you do not have green eyes because there's no such thing as green eyes. You actually have blue eyes. So if you look right through and blah blah blah, they're actually dark blue, but they look green to me. So there we are. Fantastic. Give it, yes. And you know what? Because you've all been just such great sports, I'm going to give Frankly and Michael Graff, you're going to get a copy as well anyway, just because that was such a ridiculously hard, silly question at the end. So fantastic. You guys get in touch with Frankly, email me through my website, yay, and yes, just email me through the website, through the contact page, and I will send you a link there as well. Michael Graff, the same, because I don't know if I've got you guys on Facebook, but just get in touch with me and I will send you the link there. Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. You guys, great job over there. I love all your interaction with the questions. Good job, you guys. All right, so we're finally going to kind of start wrapping this thing up. If anyone's got any last minute questions, or remember, just share them in the comments as well. Absolutely awesome. A lot of fun hanging out with you guys today. I love it every week. Every week I love it. And yes, just remember, next week we're going to have the live performance stream. So very, very excited for that one. Going to be sharing some music and some cool stuff. So Michael Graff says, give this please a Lothar. He was first before me. Oh, he was first before you. Okay. Very good sport to you, Michael Graff. You know what? You probably both get it anyway. So that is really good for you. Good of you. That is the kind of people we have here. People, amazing. I love it. You're all amazing. All right. So we are going to be signing off over here, and thank you again, you guys, for being part of this with me. Big love to all of you. You're amazing and you're inspiring, and just love connecting with all of you. And every week I feel like I get to know you guys a bit more, and it's just awesome. So I love it. And oh, Lacey Star, quick question there. So how did you get interested in industrial dancing? Lacey, that actually came about when I was putting together the music video for Cybersex, and I was looking for a style of dance that would really suit that song. And an amazing turn of events sort of happened where I found Dust Club. They had this website that connected everybody and who was into industrial dance, and you know, I was able to create a competition. It just was amazing. All of these sorts of things just happened as a little sort of snowball effect, because I was looking for a particular style of dance to go with a video. And yeah, it was just fantastic synchronous turn of events, and that led on to then, you know, industrial dance really complemented my style, and I just love the fashion. I already was, you know, halfway there. I just hadn't even really heard of it before then, so it complemented my style of dance as well. And yeah, very, very cool. So Cybersex was pretty much the starting point, and if you look through to my playlists, there's actually a bit of a like background there on how that all came to be as well. There's like the promos and a bit of inside stuff there. So fantastic. All right, so Facundo saying over already. I know we've actually run a bit longer today, so it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, awesome, as I was saying, to connect with you guys every week. Love it. So my beautiful people and friends, stay inspired, stay true to yourselves, and big love to all of you. Mwah. And I really look forward to catching you either next week or at the next perfect time, and I will see you then. So bye for now, and a bientôt.